6 Fatal Mistakes That Lead to a Sexless Relationship, Part 1. 1. Try to solve her problems logically.
There's actually a good video out there. It's not about the nail. This girl has this nail in her head and she's complaining about how there's pain and she doesn't understand why. And the guy's trying to point out, it's like, I think you have a nail. And she's like, it's not about the nail. And she's getting all upset about him trying to solve the problem. What she really wants him to do is to hear her out, to hear her emotion, to empathize with that. So don't try and solve the problems logically. It's very tempting because it's very clear, right? I mean, you're in a relationship. It's very clear what the solution is. Like, all you have to do is stop doing this. Stop calling Susie a bitch and she'll stop doing this, or, whatever it is. You can very clearly see the solution to your woman's problem, but you need to not give that solution and instead just empathize with what she's saying, because she doesn't want you to solve the problem. She might even know the solution. There's a time when you can actually give a solution, but in general, you should avoid it. As a man, you're thinking in very logical terms, right? Women are not, okay? If I had a problem that I needed solved, if you logically solved that problem for me and the problem was upsetting me, I'd be happy. For a woman, it might be different. They might have a logical problem that needs to be solved. What's going to make them happy is not the solution to the problem, but being heard, feeling like they got to express how much frustration that they were having from the problem.
2. Play safe and avoid conflicts.
The biggest way to get into shit and to get into conflict is trying to avoid it. Just face it. So many guys fall into the stupid trap of just agreeing with whatever their girlfriend or wife says, and they're a yes man. That's failing the test big time. You need to stand up for yourself. You need to do what you want to do, and you need to say no. Learn to say no. Okay? If you don't want to do something, say no. If you have a problem with something, say no. Don't just agree. Women like to see how far they can push you. When is this guy actually going to get a fucking backbone and stand up for himself? The saying, happy wife, happy life, is a formula actually for no sex. If that is your motto, if you're one of those guys that says the wife's the boss, whatever she says, that is going to kill all attraction. That's just being a yes man, okay? This is being worse than a yes man. It's being a complete pushover and doing everything you can to be a pleaser. Just because you're in a relationship doesn't mean that you can start becoming a pleaser. It doesn't mean that you do all of the needy and clingy behaviors that you avoid when you're trying to attract women that you've learned on pickup or game. You have to be willing to stand up for yourself and not subscribe to this stupid philosophy.
3. Cry on her shoulder.
You gotta stop thinking that you're gonna find a girl and get in a relationship with her and she's going to become your soulmate and emotional support, that she's gonna be the shoulder you can cry on. That's weak shit. You need to be the shoulder to cry on. You need to be the man. No one wants to be in a relationship with a guy that she has to give encouragement to and she has to take care of in an emotional way and make sure he's okay and worry about offending him. That's the weakest shit that you can possibly have. It will kill all sexual attraction. You will be fucked if you get into that situation. So don't. Be strong. Be the man. Women say they want an emotional or expressive man that's in touch with those emotions. A woman may say, oh, I'm so glad that you came to me and I'm glad that you told me these things. I'm glad you can cry in front of me. Bullshit. Her vagina's drying up. She's viewing you more and more as a friend and not as a romantic or sexual interest. She is not going to be turned on by you being unable to handle your emotions and having to come to her for emotional support. So do not express weakness, fear, doubt, insecurity. None of that shit. It doesn't mean that you don't have it. It doesn't mean that you're not real with it. It just means that you don't express it to her. The closest thing that you'll have in your life is guy friends. Guy friends are your emotional support. Guy friends are who you share your weaknesses and your vulnerabilities with, not with the woman that you're in a relationship with. She doesn't want to see that her man is fucking weak. She may support you and she may help you and she may try to, but you're going to be turning her into a man when you're doing that, and you're going to be killing sexual attraction. Your guy friends, you can be vulnerable. You can tell them the shit that you're going through, the doubts that you have about yourself, your insecurities. I understand, man. I get it. I know what you're going through and I can empathize with it, whereas a woman is going to sense it as weakness.